Superior mesenteric vein include the right gastromental vein, iliacardiac vein, right cardiac vein, middle cardiac vein. Iliacardiac vein include appendicular vein. Splenic vein include the left gastromental vein and inferior mesenteric vein. Inferior mesenteric vein include the left cardiac vein, sigmoid veins, superior rectal vein. Veins of the human body and human body head and neck include external jugular vein, internal jugular vein, and left and right brachiocephalic veins, previously called innominate veins. External jugular vein is drained to by retromandibular vein, also known as temporal maxillary vein, posterior facial vein, and other veins that directly drain to external jugular vein. Retromandibular vein, also known as temporal maxillary vein, posterior facial vein, is drained to by maxillary vein, also known as internal maxillary vein, which is drained to by pterygoid plexus, superficial temporal vein, which is drained to by anterior auricular veins. Other veins that directly drain to external jugular vein include posterior auricular vein, transverse cervical veins, suprascapular vein, anterior jugular veins, which communicate by jugular venous artery vein, also known as venous jugular artery vein. Internal jugular vein is drained to by diploic veins and brain, facial vein, also known as anterior facial vein, and common facial vein, and other veins that directly drain to internal jugular vein. Diploic veins and brain include cerebral veins, which drain blood from the cerebrum to the human brain. Which drain blood from the cerebrum of the human brain, and cerebellar veins consist of the superior cerebellar veins and the inferior cerebellar veins, dorsocerebellar veins, which drains from cerebellum. Oh, hang on a second. Cerebral veins, cerebellum, which include brain included, which drain from cerebellar veins, consist of which drain from cerebellum and drains to dural venous sinuses, and dural venous sinuses, also called the dural sinuses, cerebral sinuses, or cranial sinuses, which receive blood from the cerebral veins, and cerebrospinal fluid, CSF, from the subarachnoid space via arachnoid granulations, and mainly empty into the internal jugular vein. Cerebral veins include superficial cerebral veins and deep cerebral veins. Superficial cerebral veins include superior cerebral veins, superficial middle cerebral vein, also known as a superficial sylvian vein, inferior cerebral veins, and inferior anastomotic vein, also known as the vein of Levy, superior anastomotic vein, also known as the vein of Trollard. Deep cerebral veins include the great cerebral vein, also known as the vein of Galen, internal cerebral veins, which include basal vein, deep middle cerebral vein, also known as the deep sylvian vein, superior thalamostrate vein, also known as terminal vein.